Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Adassah at Large on Sunday show. Another Sunday, another guest, another great entertainment. So brace yourself. Wake up, brothers and sisters. Wake up. Wake up with the sounds of blackness. And we will be having our great guest today. None other than Son of Pearl. So wake up in time for the Adassah at Large on Sunday show. We all got to be woke. This is the latest single from Sounds of Blackness. Woke. Wake, brothers and sisters. Wake up. It's Sunday morning. It's another day. About our glorious history, the birthplace of humanity. African kingdoms rule the world. Diamond, silver, gold, and pearl. Like, share, and subscribe to the Magnet Radio YouTube platform, and you'll be able to see all the shows. And today's show with Son of Pearl at your fingertips. The ads are going around, and they'll be going around all week. So go and tell a friend, and tell your friend to tell a friend. About the massacres and lynching trees, black bodies hanging in the southern breeze, 3/5 human segregation, poll tax and mass incarceration, profound cultural appropriation. Are you awake this morning? Are you happy to be alive? Are you happy to see loved ones? It's bright, it's sunny outside. Go outside after the show and enjoy your day. Adassah kickstarts your day with lots of high energy. So take the energy, go and have a cool shower and enjoy your day. Everybody talking about woke, get woke. Talking about it. We all got to be woke. Oh, yes, wake up, be ready, and wake up, none other than Victor Orlando himself. Be ready, wake up. It's Sunday, it's the Adassah at Large on Sunday show. Oh, yes, we are dancing, we are partying, we are rejoicing each and every day. I don't want to stumble, no, I don't want to faint. I just want to be ready when the Lord calls my name. I don't want to stumble, no, I don't want to faint. I just want to be ready when the Lord calls my name. The Lord woke me up this morning with a smile on my face. He put fresh air in my body as he woke me with his grace. As I go through my journey, with the Lord showing me the way, I'm so blessed each and every day. Whoa, I don't want to stumble. I don't want to faint. I don't want to faint. I just want to be ready. No. Oh, I don't want to stumble. I don't want to stumble. I don't want to faint. No. I just want to be ready. He says in his word he's coming back again to get his righteous people that he saved from sin. But on that glorious day, when he comes for
Before you start your day, each and every day, you got to rejoice. You got to pray. You got to celebrate. You got to be grateful. You got to be thankful each and every day. It's Sunday. And what better day to rejoice? It's beautiful outside. And we're going to have a fantastic time. Be ready.
well, I've gone through my life with some troubles and strife. There's been some good days and some bad ones too. I wanted to take my life, I must have been out of my mind. But something deep inside says it is not your time. I don't want to stumble, said I don't. No, no. I just want to be ready. I want to be ready when calls my name.
This is where you put your hands together and you clap. Clap. Rejoice. And before we meet the man himself, son of Pearl, we're going to conclude our introduction and be happy people. This is Stone Paxton. Oh, yeah. Look out for Stone Paxton. We'll be with us in the next couple of weeks. We are happy people. Oh, yes.
Happy people turn frown to smile. Happy people don't worry about things. Happy people take love in our day. I can't believe this world around me. It's not the same. People are angry. I meditate to take my mind away. Pray for the world in hopes for a better day. Ooh, we all make our desires. If the world is not the light, we have one chance to make it alright. What is left is nothing to deny. They say happy people make the world go round and round, round and round. Happy people turn frown to smile.
Turn that frown into a smile today. And we're going to turn that frown into a smile, because right here, right now, we have the none other than, oh yes, it is. Oh, brace yourselves, brothers and sisters, the man behind 5 miles high. Oh yes, he's here. He's with us today. Oh yes, join us, Teddy from Son of Pearl. Good morning. We have some technical issues here. Not sure what exactly is going on, but we will try our best. Can you hear me, Son of Pearl? Yes, you can hear me. Let's see how we get on today.
It's good to hear you too. I don't know what is going on, but it's still good to be here.
Excellent. I found a little way round it, so we'll have to speak one at a time. We'll give each other the nod when we finish speaking. I found a little way. I have no idea what has gone on, what has happened, but it's glorious to have you on the show here today, Son of Pearl. It's a real pleasure.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can do it better from this one. Hello, hello, hello.
I can hear you. Can you
Yeah,
hear
we're having
me
some
now?
technical difficulties here.
Can you
Oh
hear me
wow,
now,
it's
Son of
not cool.
Pearl?
I don't know what's going on. It's acting crazy. Let's see. Hold on. Go back. Go back. Go back. What is going on?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Calling,
Okay,
Son
let's
of
see.
Pearl.
Okay.
So whilst we are
I don't know what's going
trying
on.
to sort out what is actually going on, we're going to play one of his
Now I've
videos.
lost the picture and everything. Mic is
We
on.
are.
Enter the studio. Let's try it again. Okay, I'm back. Is that better?
Yes, I think it is. As long as you can hear me, Son of Pearl, that is all cool.
Yeah. Small, but I can hear you.
That is wonderful. There, in life, we'd have to always think outside the box. So, Adassah's just quickly thought outside the box. We're going to make this so. We're going to work with it. We're going to work with it.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
We're
Okay, I
working
don't.
with it. So it's a great pleasure to have you on the show, Son of Pearl. You are an incredible artist, very multi-talented, with many facets. And um, can I make a confession? I know we're going to go all into you, but the first time we communicated, it was great, right? And do you know what struck me the most when we first started, communicating was your style. You are just unique. You're just your own person. I love your fashion sense. Do a lot of people tell you and compliment you about your fashion sense?
Well, a lot of people say, my style is somewhat eclectic, but I just have to go with what I feel when I feel it. And for me, it's the same way with the music. I tend to not want to stay in one place because not that it gets boring, but it feels like I've already done that. So I want to try something new, when I get an opportunity.
I totally understand that. I love your sense of fashion. And sometimes when you first get to know somebody like myself, I got you muddled up with somebody else because the two of you, you look completely different. You don't even look alike. But the two of you are very striking with your dress sense. And it was just like, wow. And I only realized that who I was talking to could differentiate because I think I sent you something. Well, I thought I sent you something. And I said, I sent you. And he's like, no, you didn't send it to me. I said, I did. I could have sworn. And when I investigated everything, I realized I was like, okay, what? And I was thinking to myself, why did I get these two gentlemen muddled up? They don't look alike, but one thing that they had in common, that you had in common, you're very unique. You have your own style, and you're both great artists. So, that was the common thread that threw me off board. And I was like, wow, I got two for the price of one.
Well, that's great then. I'm glad that you found that to be a positive thing, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So, Son of Pearl, you've got your new single out. Tell us all about your new single.
Well, 5 Miles High, featuring Carlos Brickhouse, this was a great, very talented guitar player out of Baltimore, Maryland. The track was produced by my longtime producer, Flightboy Music. And we just wanted to get back to the basic of funk, because for me, my style is, as you see on my shirt, Mello-funkism is my unique brand, and it's where the funk is mellow and the rhythm is the ism, as I say. But what I try to do is keep it to where automatically you're captured by the groove, and by the time you're wrapped in the groove, you have to come back a couple of times and try to catch the lyrics, because I consider myself a lyricist in a sense, because my first love was poetry, and before I learned how to play. So I would always write and somehow try to, command those feelings. Because deep down inside, once those feelings get to the surface, sometimes they change. What you feel inside, by the time it gets to your lips, it almost feels like a lie. But the music made it possible for me to keep sharing that with people and keep hearing it over and over. So 5 Miles High is just basically about a tune of being sure when you love someone, something, somebody, you got to kind of elevate them in a sense. And I'm not saying put them on a pedestal, because it's being on a pedestal is very restrictive. You can't move about. But if you keep them high, then all the riffraff and all the craziness at the bottom of this world really can't affect them. So you're just trying to elevate yourself and say, hey, we're going to take our love to higher heights. And to me, it doesn't matter who you love or how you love. Who you do love, because in the very end, that is the only thing that really matters. People usually say at the end of their life, I wish I had loved more. I wish somebody had loved me more. And what has happened to this? Okay, there it is. That's what
I
it's all about.
I totally agree with you. I keep echoing that again and again and again because, as you know, I do a Friday show, the Soul City show on the Friday,
Mhm,
and every time I do the show, the current thing that underlies, that's the fundamental, underlies every other thing, is love, because I believe that's the core of everything. That's the core of our survival.
yes, yes, that's the basis of all thing. I mean, because you usually find a person. Say you take a person that has money. I mean, everything they want in the world. They always want somebody to love them for them, not the money. Then when
Mm.
you find a person that has love, he says, well, if I had money, I could spread more love. I could be in more loving ways. I could do more loving things. So it still revolves around love. There's just no way around it. And I'm not saying all love is good love, and not all love is bad love, but it still equals to be that one factor that equals into everything that you do somehow. Either you love your job, you love your the way you feel, the way you look, you love where you're at, you love that day. You just can't get away from it.
No, you can't get away from it. And when we're starved of it or deprived of it, then it has other symptoms, which are not so healthy, because we need that balance in life, and we
Oh
need
yes.
we need the love to keep us going on. That's our strength. I'm a true believer in that. That's our strength in life. So how did you start out in the career? Because you said about poetry. Did you start doing poetry first?
Yes, I did. I remember being in high school, and think I had an English class, and we had to write a poem. And I wrote about what it was like to be funky. And because at the time, Parliament Funkadelic and Bootsy Collins and the Ohio Players and all these great funk bands were making music, I had just begun to learn to play at that time. And my uncle had taught me and my brothers to play, because we kind of grew up in like the PJs, the projects, and the projects weren't always conducive to young black men growing up. And I'm from a little town in Florida called Panama City, Florida. Lived in that part of town called Glenwood. And Glenwood was pretty rough at that time. And it had the PJs. And so his way of keeping us out of trouble was to start a small little band. And that band consisted of my brother singing, one of my brothers on guitar, and me on bass. And so when I went to school that day, the poem kind of caught one of my teacher's eyes, and she was like, yo, she took me around to every other class to do that poem. And that kind of fired that up in me. So by the time I got home, and I told my uncle, I was like, hey, I did this poem today. And he was like, maybe you should try to do a song. But of course, I was just learning to play, so you really don't know how to write a song. But from that point on, I began to learn and write and compose and arrange, and here we are.
Wow. It just goes to show that it takes more than just parents. Parents are the core, but it takes more than just parents to raise a child. It takes
Oh
a
yeah.
community. That's testimony of that. So, everybody out there, your uncles, aunts, the friends, teachers, people in any of those sort of careers, you have a great responsibility with the children around you. You could really make a difference to that child, just like what you're talking about, son of Pearl. It started off by your teacher, just and your dad putting together the group, um doing the poetry, then your teacher recognizing that you have the talent in poetry and showcasing you, and then it just has a knock-on effect, a positive knock-on effect, which
Oh
is
yeah.
fantastic.
Oh yeah. I agree. I agree. You definitely need family, and it's important because our family. My mom met her demise very early in her life, around 12, 13. My mother um, was taken away from us. And so, therefore, I was raised by my great great grandparents and my uncles and my great aunts. And
Oh,
so, it is about love. You do have to have a family support system, and the talent just grew from there. My brother, sings very well. I have sisters that sing. And it was just really kind of crazy to take it to this level because for me, it's been the only escape that I've ever had. I mean, when the world is, when you lose your mother at such an early age, when you become, I wouldn't say a ward of the state, but you're on with welfare or public assistance, it's a rough life, and it was like nine of us in a two-bedroom house or one bathroom. Me and my brothers, we slept out in the living room. They had a wood heater, man, a wood heater. I used to chop wood every day while I went to school. Uh, so we come from very humble beginnings. So I respect anything that has to do with family. And as long as you got a good family foundation, you can elevate yourself from there.
I totally agree. Absolutely. There's a lot of emphasis on money in nowadays, when really the main core of it, I'm not discarding the benefits of money, but the main core of it is family. Because once you have a in family that inspires you, loves you, is able to guide you in the right path and keep you steady, then it's priceless. And I'm a strong believer you will grow into that man or that woman that is loving and strong.
Oh, yes, no doubt about it.
Definitely so. We're gonna play fully, properly in the background, 5 miles high, because we've made several references to 5 miles high, and we've not played it all the way through. So we're gonna jam to 5 miles
Let's
high.
do that. Let's do
Let's
that.
do that.
Fire, baby.
Fire.
Fire, baby. Say, I can't lie no more, baby. If I told you I didn't love you, then my nose would grow like Pinocchio. Mhm. And you can't hide the truth, baby. I showed you joy that you never knew in your heart. You know the proof. Hey, hey, let's take a trip. Baby, pack your grip. Come along with me. We can both be free. And we can build our castles in the sky. 5 miles high. Fire, baby. Fire, baby. Five more times. Five more times. Now you may have another man, baby. I'll be better than better, sweeter than sweeter to your heart. Girl, you know I can. And I will be what you need me to be. Sweet and strong and sensitive, and baby, give you all your dreams. Hey, hey. So come on, baby. Let's take a trip. Baby, grab your grip. Come along with me, and we can both be free. And we can build our castle in the sky. Yeah. 5 miles high. Fire, baby. 5 miles high. 5 miles high. 5 miles high. Baby, won't you come?
That was sensational. Can you hear me,
Yeah,
Sanzo?
I can hear you.
Okay, excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed that.
It's a groovy tune. It's a
Oh,
groovy tune.
very much so. And it's out there on all digital platforms. So everybody, please go and grab it, go and get it alongside the EP. But we're going to be featuring some more throughout the show. So, Sons of Pell, in the song, I laughed actually halfway through the song because it made a reference to pack your grip. Now, that is an old time terminology. And I remember that word grip. And when I heard that, I haven't heard that for a long time. I haven't heard that word for a long time. Grip. Okay, let me give you a little bit of context behind it. Now, my parents are from Jamaica, the Caribbean, and grip means suitcase. And I know you meant suitcase. I didn't know the US used that terminology.
Yes, they do. It is an old school term, right? And the reason why I use it because, of course, if you kind of feeling somebody, you want to get away with them. It's like, baby, pack your suitcase. Let's just go, you know. And street terms also use grip as in money. So it's almost like saying, hey, get your suitcase, get your money, baby. Let's go. Let's get away. So, and of course, it was easier to kind of flow in. Come on, let's take a trip. Come on, pack your grip. It wouldn't have been as good if I said, hey, come on, let's take a trip, pack your suitcase. Which she would have understood that. But it was just easier to get the flow. Let's take a trip, baby, pack your grip. Because I wanted people to think, grip. What is he talking about? You know.
I was laughing so much when I heard that. When I heard grip, I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I haven't heard. That's something what my dad would say.
Yeah, pack your grip. Let's go.
Ah, that took me way back. Oh, I love it. And there's certain words that used to pronounce, and it derives from my parents. Before going to school. So by the time I got to school, they were looking at me quite strange, like, "What are you talking about? We've never heard that word." And it took me a little while to correlate certain things. I'll tell you one thing. Uh, my dad used to say tomatoes. Now, tomatoes is tomato.
Oh, okay. Tomatoes.
Yeah. Oh, you call it tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah, we got
Americans. Us English call it tomato.
tomatoes. Okay, I like that. Tomatoes.
Yeah, we call it tomato. And so I didn't realize I was like tomatoes, like,
Mhm.
and by the time I got to school, I kept saying tomatoes, and they're looking at me very strange. The teacher was like looking at me very strange. What do you mean? And like tomatoes, like thinking, is she okay? Does she not
I understand. I understand the truth.
and I'm like, it's a fruit, but we use it as a vegetable because I was savvy like that. I knew it was a fruit, but we use it like in salads and stuff. So I, I thought, all this continued. So I showed her a picture. She was like, "No, this is tomato." And my friend, whose parents were Caribbean as well, he was laughing at me. He was sitting next to me. He was laughing because he knew.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. And
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. But also I wanted to ask you how you got the name Son of Pell.
well, my name is homage to my mom. My mom name is Pearl. That's her middle name. Her name was Emma Pearl Culliver. And so when she left, you know, when she was a victim of domestic violence, when that happened, every time I would write a song or feel a song, I just felt like it was something connected to her. And so there's a funny little story behind that too, because at one time I just went with Teddy Robinson, but I was at a gig in Texas and I was excited. I just dropped my first cassette way back in the day, keyword cassette. so, so we were getting ready for the gig. I'm setting up for the gig, and a rush of people came into like the place where we're playing. I'm thinking, oh my God, they're coming to see it. This is great. One guy said, "Hey man, they say Teddy Riley's going to be here tonight." And I was like, uh, "Teddy Riley?" I'm thinking, "Oh man, Teddy Riley's coming to see me. This is going to be great. This is my big break." And I was like, I said, "No, brother, Teddy Robinson going to be here." And the guy was like, "Well, who the hell is Teddy Robinson?" And I was like, "Oh man." And so at the time, Teddy Riley was big, Teddy Pendergrass was big, you know. And I was like, you know what, dude, I don't really want to have to fight anybody over the name Teddy, right? So I went with Son of Pearl, and it worked out. Now, unfortunately for me, there's a great chess player who's Son of Pearl. There's a great horse that's Son of Pearl. So I still have Teddy Robinson in there, but I think when people Google Son of Pearl, they usually find me. So it's a homage to my mom.
Ah, that is wonderful. That is beautiful. And wow, and your mom's name is Pearl. My mom's name is Pearline.
And I think it's really ironic because her mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother, her name was Pearlie. So
Mm.
that's amazing.
Look at that, everyone. So your mom's name is Pearl,
Mhm.
and then your grandmom's name, your
It's
mom's mom's
Pearlie.
is
Hmm.
Pearline. That's my
Hmm.
mom's name. Look how
Hmm.
people get connected and commonality.
Yeah,
It, wow, that's amazing. That
it's
is
cosmic.
it is, you know. Do you know? I do believe in that. I do believe in it. Say that you get together with people for certain reasons, and then you have certain things in common. Yeah, yeah. I do believe that. Ah, that's
It's
beautiful.
great.
Long, long, long may Son of Pearl continue with the beautiful music. I'm sure your mum is so, 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 so extraordinarily proud of you right now.
I hope so.
I do think she is. I do think she's dancing in the clouds.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh wow, that's so good. So we've got another one. This is from your new EP. Ocean Song. Tell us a little bit about Ocean Song.
Well, the Ocean Song is pretty much like the name of the EP is basically Summer Songs Volume 2. A couple of years ago, it was summertime, and I was getting ready to go out to promote the music, and it was in the middle of the summer, so a lot of the songs had a very bouncy, very, very like, hey, type of fun type of vibe. So I was planning to back it up every summer with, Volume 2, 3, 4, 5. But I got lost and I was signed to a small record label out of the UK called 6 9 Records. I was signed to that label for about 2 releases. And so once I came out of that, I was deep into trying to really express myself in other ways because they specialize in house and gospel and boogie. Great label. I mean, I enjoyed being on the label and enjoyed the experience. Mr. Neil Pounds, Pound, as they call him, Pounds, he was a really cool cat. Gave me an opportunity to kind of release some music, in that format. But I wanted to kind of expand because I love funk, rock, jazz, classical, anything that's going to groove. I'm into it. If I wake up and I'm hearing Frank Sinatra over Earth, Wind, and Fire, then that's what we're going to get. Now, whether or not the public can dig it, everything ain't for everybody. Everything ain't for everybody, but it's cool. I try to make it the way you can feel it. So I was on my way to the beach one day, just wanted to hang out with my lady. And I said, we should go down to the ocean. And she was like, yeah, we should. I was like, we should go down to the ocean. She was like, we should. And I was like, you know what? I don't know why, but that feels like a song. So I sat down, and just talked, hey, get the keys, baby. Let's go down to the shore. Let's just hang out. Sometimes you need that release. You need that moment to get away from the reality of life.
Yeah.
And when I sit, I'm in a place called Baltimore, Maryland, and this is maybe about 2.5 hours away from a place called Ocean City, where you could literally walk off the boardwalk and walk right into the Atlantic Ocean. Just walk right into it. So for me, going down to the ocean was a release. And I wanted to kind of share that with the people. That's why it's just really airy and floaty and, you just glide along. It's like riding with the top down, in your Jag, you just ride, enjoying it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. We're going to be playing that in the background. And
Oh, baby. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, baby. Baby, we should drive down to the ocean. Baby, we should drive down to the ocean. Baby, I've been missing you so much, so much. Longing for your smile and gentle touch. Said I've been wanting you and you've been wanting me, but there is no time to relax our mind and let our souls unwind. Baby, we should drive down to the ocean. Baby, we should drive.
and today is a really good day to drive to the ocean. It is hot outside in the UK. We've been getting some good weather, Teddy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we've been getting good weather. We've had a few little showers, but even though we've had showers, it's still been warm. It's still been hot. So we've got to make the most of it in the UK because the UK we don't get very good weather most of the time. we only
Got to
we
make the best of it.
yeah, we only have a little bit of sunshine, So when it comes, we just gotta get out there, have fun, go to the park, go to the beach, just get as much vitamin D as we can possibly get. Yeah.
Seems like I know. I mean, I definitely enjoy when the weather is good. I mean, the rain has a purpose too, but uh, we get a lot of sunshine on this side of the world. I mean, now of course today it's kind of raining a little bit, so that's I can understand how you feel.
Oh, it's bright outside. It's only because I got the blinds down, so you can get to see me properly. Or there'll be a lot of glare if I didn't have the blinds down. But if I pulled up the blinds, it's sunny outside. It's very
Oh,
nice
it
out
sounds
there.
like a good day.
Oh yeah, it's a good day today, and need to go for a nice walk and get a little bit more tanned. Get a little bit more tan, yeah. I don't know how much tan I can possibly get, but yeah, I'll try. Oh, so um, Son of Pearl, have you done any collaborations? Who have you sang with in the past?
Well, we've done some great things. I mean, just recently we just opened up for Orlando Jones, who's a great comedian here, along with some very great artists. Other artists, some great hip hop and rap artists out of Philadelphia. You know, Nazi the Mike, who is an upcoming, hip hop artist. Nixie, Slime, who's also a great, great rapper, hip hop artist. Uh, Spoken word artist, True Spit, really laying down the laws when it comes down to spoken word. And a very great band out of DC called, they were just amazing. Crush Funk is just, they're like a brass band. They do like a New Orleans type of thing with a DC swing to it, and it's awesome. So we open up those shows. I've been on shows with people like the Bus Boys back in the day with Eddie Murphy, and opened up a couple of shows for a rock band back in the day called Xavion, who were like on 80 dates with Hall and Oates. So we've had some pretty good opening dates, and we're hoping to get an opportunity to hang out with Miss Laura Rain and the Caesars, which is a great band out of Detroit. They are just awesome. She has 5 vocals, and I'm hoping to do some other collaborations, and then just keep making good music. That's what I really want to do at this phase or stage of the game.
Wonderful. And what have you got any plans to come to the UK?
You know, that is something that I want to do. As a matter of fact, when I was signed to 6ix9ine, I definitely thought about coming, and I want to kind of wait until I finish up what I'm doing. I still, work every day. uh, I am a retired soldier. I always tell people that my profession was being a soldier, but my passion is music.
Yes,
I
yes.
still work for the government,
Mhm.
unfortunately, but that is going to end pretty soon. I'm looking at least the next 18 months, I'll be done. And
Mhm.
then I can really get my tour on. I'm
Mm.
hoping I got my fingers crossed for a funk tour, uh, funk festival in Canada.
Yeah.
T-Rex Radio, great, great DJ there, Michael K, has been really pushing the record there. And hoping to be on. They have a funk festival sometime, I think, in September. So I'm hoping to be on that. So, but the UK is definitely in my plans. Definitely in my plans.
I believe the UK would love to see you over here. I think you'll get an amazing reaction. Because it's just your look, your feel, your sound is not only unique, it's really funky. It's really lovely. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
thank you.
it really is. One of our DJs does a funk show on a Tuesday. So hey, hello, DJ
Yeah,
Boozy.
play me.
He does the Boosadelic Funk Universe. It's every Tuesday from 8 p.m. till 10 p.m. UK time. And yeah, you know, I'll be passing more and more of your music onto him as well so he can play on his show as well. He loves the funk. I think that's his first love. He plays reggae as well. He loves reggae as well. So he's like he's torn between the two, funk, reggae, funk, reggae.
Hey, that's a good combination. That's a good combination there.
Do you know what? You I've seen collaborations but I've never seen a funk and a reggae collaboration. I'm just putting it out there.
You're just putting it. Oh, it's out there. It's out there somewhere. But yeah, that would be good too. I
Oh,
could dig that.
yeah, that would be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, in time to come, yeah, you said you got 18 more years where you are, and after that, yeah.
Oh no, not 18 years like
And
like they
18
say.
months, sorry, 18 months.
Yeah, yeah. Woo. Not 18 years. I couldn't do that.
I don't want to get you worried now. You'd be like, oh my goodness, pressure.
No, no, we don't want to do 18 more years. We try to do these little months and get it
No,
over
no,
with.
no. Adassah, why are you going to do that to Son of Pearl? 18 months, there's a big difference.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
oh yes.
I didn't mean to panic you. Oh,
Oh
dear.
my goodness.
Ah. Well, we're going to play one of your videos now. We Can Make It Happen. Tell us a little bit about We Can Make It Happen before we go play it.
Oh wow. As a matter of fact, We Can Make It Happen was on the flip side of the first single that we did for 6ix9ine Records.
Mhm.
And Neil thought that was a great tune, great dance tune. It had a lot of funk to it, but it also had an old school flair. It was produced by my other producer, who is my fraternity brother, Mr. Daryl Trent Kelly, by way of Durham, North Carolina, but he lives in Thailand now. So we communicate back and forth, and I say, hey man, I need a boogie vibe. Excuse me, I said I need a boogie vibe. And he said, hey man, we can make it happen. I was like, yeah, we can make it happen. So we just kept going back and forth, and I was like, you know what, that should be the name of the song. And he totally produced the track, and it's bumping. It's bumping. And he
Wow.
also did the graphics for the video. He's a very talented man.
Okay. Ah. Well, this animated lady is looking very fine in the video.
She got some moves. She got some moves.
She got some moves. Pity she ain't real, but hey, let's still enjoy the animated lady with We Can Make It Happen.
Come on. Put your hands together right here. Come on. Show you what the groove is all about.
Oh, wow. That was awesome. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed those grooves. That lady is showing me a thing or two. She is so energetic and so in shape.
Look, I hadn't seen it in a while, and so I was like, "Oh my God, she's really getting down." I mean, she was getting every dance move in she could.
She was
Especially when she
bopping
did
it.
this.
Yeah,
She was getting it in, man.
I love it. I love it. Oh, it takes me back.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, Daryl's he's a talented man, and as a matter of fact, we were working for the show we did for Orlando. Daryl worked on a intro for me. It's very, I mean, I'm like this. I think that when you work with different producers, they're going to bring out different things in you. You still got to be able to give them the basic. It's like gumbo. You still got to put all the parts in it, but you do have to mix it a certain way for it to be a good gumbo. Now,
yes.
too many cooks spoil the gumbo. So I don't have five producers. I only use two people that I feel comfortable with that kind of can prod me or poke me enough to say, let's do it this way. There have been some ideas that I probably had that Flight would say, I don't think so. And I'd be like, yeah. And then I'll be like, okay. I call Daryl, hey D, I think we want to do it this way. Okay, let's try it this way. So eventually you get what you're looking for. But yeah, that lady was something else. Especially when I drove by in the Lambo, I was like, okay.
I love it. We love it. We love it here on the Adassah Large on Sunday show. We absolutely do. And I just wanted to say a big hello and good morning to Gary from Sounds of Blackness. He just messaged me. So good morning, Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Oh, wow. This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. And we have got another funky tune. And it's funky, but it says Get Mellow. What is Get Mellow all about?
Well, Get Mellow was kind of like, how you have one of those weekends when you're with your love, and y'all, the week has been long, man. It's Friday. You pick her up or you pick him up or pick them up, whatever way you want to go, you know. And you wake up Saturday or Sunday morning, you be like, dude, we've been hanging out all weekend. So you've been laughing and loving and whining and dining, you know, and you just mellow, you're in a mellow place. And sometimes you do have to take a break from that crazy 9 to 5 vibe and just get mellow, like, bruh, sis, love, people, friends, whatever. Let's just chill, you know. And that's what Get Mellow is about. It has kind of like a DC flair, a go-go flair that we added to it to give it a little bump. And then it has that funk to it. So the funk is mellow, but the DC vibe gives it that bounce to keep you going. So it's one of my favorite tunes. The last couple of shows I've done, it's been one of the favorite tunes.
Without you by my side, let me show you the good life. Just you and me, chillin'. Friday night, Saturday morning, yeah. All laid back, like we used to do. Everything's going on. They don't have cool. Let's get mellow. Let's get together. Ooh, let's keep it mellow. Let's get mellow. Let's get together. Ooh, let's keep it mellow. I won't go into that good night without you by my side. Let me show you the good life. Let's celebrate this time. Yeah. Let's jump into the caddy. Drive around the lake, bounce through the city, before it's too late, baby. Cause ain't nothing going on. Me and you in time. There's a clock on one, let's get mellow. Let's get together, oh, let's keep it mellow. Let's get mellow.
Actually, I feel very mellow listening to that track. I do. It just makes me want to just chill, just relax, chill. So you've had that right effect because that's the effect that it has on me.
Oh yeah, you just want to ease into it, you know.
Yeah. It's lovely, cool song, something that you want to just like be in the garden and just chill to or go for a ride, you know,
Yes, jump
and
into the caddy.
yeah, I like that. I like that. Come, tell me, Sons of Pearl, what so far has been your most highs and your most lows when it comes to music, the music industry?
Well, I think the most high is when you really hear the music and you hear people actually saying, "Wow, I liked it," or you realize that the song that you wrote the other day now has, over 108,000, streams, and you realize, man, just 2 weeks ago when I put that song together, you know, in an afternoon, that somebody else is feeling that song. The low part, I think, for me, is when you realize that there's so many possibilities for people not to really hear you and really understand what you're doing. So it kind of makes you feel low because you're thinking, man, if you just heard me, if you just felt me, you would dig it. I know you would dig the vibe, you know. But that's been the low part, trying to figure out ways to get people to hear. And shows like yours make it happen. That means somebody out there who had never heard me today tuned into your show and was able to say, who is this guy? Who is this cat? Wow. Wow, I like that. And that's the key. So those highs, to share the music is always a high, but the lowest when you realize that you think about it. If everybody in the UK heard this music, say only a third of them like it. Well, hey, a third of, 500,000 people is a lot of people, you know. So, but that's the low, just trying to figure out how to keep getting it out to the people.
You're absolutely right. And like shows like myself, there's other shows as well, like myself, um, because I interview artists from across different genres. It's I love it. I love all the different variations, the different music, the different cultures, and just the variety. And it actually sometimes brings people together, which is absolutely awesome because you might get somebody that sings hip hop or funk like yourself, and somebody else from another genre is like, I like that person, and they actually do house or they might do reggae or Afro beats, and they want to do a collaboration. So actually, it helps in regards to something like that, get people together.
I'm
And
glad that, there are shows that exist like this because as an independent artist, you do have to battle because you're battling with everybody, and not really battling, but you're also competing, with people that want the same thing that you want. And so to be heard, even in a small space, gives you that confidence to keep going to the next level. So we'll keep going.
and you just never know who is listening and who will tap into you, either tap into you today or it could be next week, or
True, true,
actually
true,
it could
true.
be next year.
Yeah, yeah. They might say, "Hey, man, I heard you."
Yeah, because and it happens like this because we've been talking for a good little while now, communicating on social media, and it's now you're now on the show now. There are many others that have been in communication with me for 2, 3 years. They haven't come on the show, but they will. They will. Everything is just time in terms of availability when there's an available slot, when they're also available as well. So it goes two ways when there's an available slot, or and also when they're available, and to match the two things. So sometimes some of these things doesn't happen overnight, but longer term, next month, next year, another 2 years time, then that same person be like, do you know what, I remember I saw Sons of Pearl, and at the time I hadn't got certain things together, or this wasn't happening, but this is happening, and he would be the perfect person for this particular project, or she would be the perfect person for this. And that's just how it goes, and then that's when it happens, the magic happens.
Oh yeah, I do believe, all things in time, all things in time. But I want time to come fast.
I had to turn off the microphone then. Oh, it's you know what I say, all in God's timing. That's me. I'm a true believer in that. I'm a true believer that you put in the hard work, you be do what you need to do, plan all those things, and then the rest is just down to divine intervention.
True, true. I think for me, my father used to always say that he really didn't believe in luck. He said that opportunity and preparation equals luck. So that when that opportunity comes along and they say, "Hey man, you ready?" You be like, "Dude, I'm ready. I got the music, I got the merchandise, I got the show, I got the ways and the means." Well, that means that you have prepared yourself for that opportunity. So it's not really luck. But of course, I believe, luck is cool too. Sometimes some people say it's better to be lucky than to be good. But I don't see how that equals out, because if you get a lucky opportunity and you're not good, you're going to blow it. So you got to be ready. And if you stay ready, you never have to get ready.
I totally agree with you. Be ready, and be ready to succeed. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the key message. You're right. Be prepared. Be prepared to be ready. Because you just don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next
Oh
day.
yeah, you never can tell. You just don't know.
You just don't know, and it can just totally change your world and open up 10 other doors. One door, one avenue opens up 10 doors, and those 10 doors open up another 100 doors, and it's like, wow, all because of that one door.
Yes, yes. That one door opens and you know who's standing on the other side, be like, wow. Because like you say, somebody can actually hear this program today and be like, I like that guy. And you're like, wow, that tune really is doing well in the UK. Like the tune is doing well in Canada. It's like, wow, wow. I was just really happy that somebody heard it and began to play it. And Mike did a great job of pushing the last album. And it was like, wow, they really like this music. And I was like, cool, man, let's do some more. So here we are.
Most definitely. And yes, they will like you. You're a cool guy today. You're a cool guy. Do you know who can't like you? Do you know what? And I will say this to the audience, and this is just honestly, you've always been receptive, like when I communicate with you, you've always
Hmm.
been so pleasant, so polite, so patient as well, because I do get it sometimes from some artists. I won't say who, but I do get it. So
Well, I don't think there's any need to be rude. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being a soldier, I do know how to turn on when I have to turn on to do what I have to do. But I think in my personal life and music wise, I usually try to get away from what I call strama, which is stress and drama. No need for the strama. Like you hear me saying, watch me kick this funk. And be like, I ain't got no time for the strama, not in my plans, you know, because that's just wasted energy. And of course you run into people that put you in that situation, but you usually have to separate yourself from those people. When you realize, okay, the energy is not good with you. I'm going to try to, break the situation so both of us leave on an even till. But if you keep approaching me with that craziness, then I'll be like, okay, I got no time for the storm. I gotta go.
I've had a few experience of that in Sons of Pearl. I think it just comes with the territory, to be quite honest. And it's all about resilience and just dealing with it the best way and the most polite and diplomatic way possible. That's how I overcome it. Yeah, and just be cutting, just keep it moving and just ignore certain things. Some certain things you just got to shut down because it's not good for the energy. You want positive energy, especially when you're writing beautiful music like what you do. W- you know I know a lot of artists say, they write about everyday life, and I totally get it because life has so much to offer that basing a lot of the material on real life or experience is inevitable. So outside of that, I'm going to make it really difficult question for you. I'm trying. Outside of, your personal experiences or experiences of life, what what do you draw from to help you write the music that you write?
Okay, you kind of frozen. I think for me, a lot of songs are written from moments when you communicate with other people. I have some good friends that I listen to sometime, and if they say something beautiful about their love life, if they say something stressful about a situation, I may jot it down, or they may say something to trigger a phrase in my head, and I write that down. And then if I'm riding along and I hear the music in my mind, I'll be like, oh, what we talked about yesterday, this will work. Or I may go in purposely to say, you know what, I want to write a song because that person said they want everyday sunshine, everyday sunshine. That'll work too. And so you, to me, I draw from so many places. It could be me watching my favorite old Western movie and be like, wow, that phrase is going, or just watching a documentary and saying, man, I never thought about it in that way, but something needs to be written about it. And people usually learn a lot from music. They learn a lot from songs. I mean, uh, every moment of my life, there has been a song somewhere. I mean, songs when I was kids, I hear the day and be like, oh, I remember that song, or first love, or first heartbreak, or first triumph, or so my inspiration comes from so many places, but usually it's from communicating with others.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Mm. I understand that. I understand that. Um, and do you go away to anywhere special? I know, like, you would have to go to the studio at some point, but is there any other places that you go to just get that quiet moment or can you write anywhere?
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh, the ocean, the shore basically gives me that kind of like open mind, open space to create, because if you watch a wave, when a wave breaks on the shore, it's never the same. It's always different. You watch how the sand just rolls back out and it washes back in. So you think about how that travels all over the world, and it's so crazy, especially when you think about how vast the ocean is. So it's like a endless possibility of things to be drawn from, to write from. And that's how I feel. I just want to continue to write. Uh, Somebody asked me, "Hey man, what is your best song?" And I'm like, well, I don't think I've written it yet. There are some songs that I'm more happy about, like, oh yeah, I nailed that. Other songs like, okay, all right, this is a good song, it's not as good as that one. So I kind of draw from the vastness. If I sit on the shore, on the beach, I can probably do more composing than if I sit in an office or in my room. But I have written songs at work. You said at work, oh, that's a great idea. Let me write it on the sticky note. And when I get home, I'll work on it. So it varies.
We're going to be playing, thank you. We're going to be playing tangos. Now, my pronunciation is probably my reading. I always blame my pronunciation, but it's actually my reading. It's terrible. Um, Tangos. So pronounce it for me.
But
Sonora.
okay, it's really a takeoff of Hamlet's soliloquy, but
Ah,
but I put souls for his soul, because basically the song is about when I wrote the song. That was off the Tango Romeo album, and that's probably what, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And at the time, it was just so sad to think, excuse me, that a person could walk into a grocery store and harm innocent people. That means that if you told me, "Hey Teddy, come over, we're going to have some P&J. Stop by the store on your way, get some peanut butter," that I could not come home. That's crazy. Now, don't get me, as a soldier, I know there's a place in the world for violence. There is. But I do believe that innocent people that have no awareness that, hey, I'm stopping by the store to get these flowers for my mom, it's her birthday, and you never come home.
oh,
So that's why it was more like his soul speaking, in a sense of all the things that were going on in society.
oh wow. Okay, we're gonna hear it. We're gonna hear what it's all about.
Look outside your window. The world's outside your door. It ain't even safe to go to the movies or the grocery store. People living in sin, think they're gonna win. Living in the end times, but it ain't the end, baby. I ain't trying to reach to you, I'm just trying to reach you. Ain't judging, you know. Just my observation of the situation. Come roll with me. Let the music move you, let the music groove you. Come roll with me. Let the music move you, yeah. Look outside your window. The world's outside your door. Wake up.
Wow. Wow. That's very deep. And yeah, you don't expect someone to call you and say, "Yeah, they're just popping to the shops. What do you want? What would you like? Tell me what you want at the shops." And then you're like, "Yeah, gonna." And then something that takes 5 minutes, 15 minutes goes by, and you've not
Yeah.
heard from them. Then you think, "Oh, let me call them quickly." There's no answer. Half an hour goes by. Then you think,
Yes.
"Where are they? They just went to the shop. Did they see somebody that they're chatting on the road with?" So you give a bit of give and take. Then an hour goes by. Then you're like, "No, they can't be chatting all that time, and you need certain things to finish off dinner." And then 2 hours go by, and you're like, "No, there's something seriously wrong here." Could be even less time. Some of us are very quick. Some of us are very intuitive. So after maybe about 20 minutes, some of us will actually, if the shop's around the corner, we actually will come out of our house, some of us,
Wow.
to see, you know, is the person okay? I think I'm a bit like that. I'm quite switched on because, people are creatures of habit.
Oh yeah.
And I've learned in life, don't take anything for granted. So if I know people are creatures of habit, if I know that You usually come home at 5 o'clock and you're not home by 5 o'clock. I'm not going to fuss about that. That's a bit OTT. I may, maybe 5:15. I may give you a call or a text. Is everything okay? You all right? Stuck in traffic? Because you could be stuck in traffic. Could be something simple like that.
Hmm. Yeah,
I would, I would say if I haven't heard anything, hmm, after about an hour and a half or certain time, people, and you have to go by energy, your gut instincts. Always listen to your gut instincts. If your gut instincts say something's not quite right, follow your gut instincts.
oh yeah. I mean, those situations that happen like that, and that's why the clips is so powerful for me because it shows that, like in the lyrics, it say, it's not even safe to go to the grocery store, and come groove with me, come roll with me, just kind of open your mind. That's why at the very end you hear me say, wake up, you know. It's just a sad situation to think, and don't get me wrong, I'm licensed to carry, concealed weapon, and I do that very well. But to think that you have to be always on guard all the time makes it very sad, and but you do have to keep yourself prepared because this is the world we live in now.
I actually, due to my instinct, I actually saved somebody's life. Once I rang them, they sounded really weird on the phone, and I'm like, I don't like the way you sound on the phone. Are you okay? They're like, yeah, 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 they're all right. And I says, no, you just don't sound the same. I said, I'm going to call the ambulance for you. I knew where they lived. I knew their address. I said, I'm going to call the ambulance to go. They were like, no, you don't need to do that. And I says, I am. I'm going to call the ambulance because you don't sound well at all. When I called the ambulance, and it's a good thing I called them when I did because they suffered from diabetes and their sugar level had dropped so low and they became disorientated. They just about managed to drag themselves to open the door to the ambulance service.
Wow.
Just about. Now, if the ambulance service hadn't come, they lived alone. They would have been all alone, and the story could have ended up completely different. So that's what I say to people: always follow your instinct.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Mm.
Yeah. So the ambulance came at the right time. Yeah. And all it takes is a shot of insulin. They spent a couple of days in hospital,
Okay.
but they were alive.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing right there.
They were alive. And from then on, I always said from then on, follow your instincts. If somebody doesn't sound right or they don't even look right, follow your instincts. Yeah, follow your instincts. It
But yeah,
happened.
that'll keep you safe. That'll
It
definitely
keeps you
keep you
safe.
safe.
Yeah. Another thing, there was somebody at work. We had a meeting and they looked grey. They looked grey and sweaty. But I didn't know them. I didn't really know them, to be quite honest. I didn't know them. And I wanted to go up to them and say, are you okay? And I wish I kind of had now. I wish I had followed my instincts and said that.
Mhm.
The following day, they were at the gym and they passed away.
Mm.
And when we got into work on the Monday, they weren't around. They weren't around. And my instinct said something's not right because I knew what they looked like from the Friday. And Then we heard their parents were downstairs in the reception area. And I called the director and I said, you need to go see their parents because this is not matching up properly. They've come to the workplace. They haven't seen their child all weekend. They haven't heard from their child all weekend. I'm assuming. This was my assumption. Um, Go and see them. They're downstairs. I got notification they're downstairs. They went downstairs and the parents told us what happened, and they just wanted to come to the workplace where their child worked and see who their colleagues were and let their colleagues know what happened.
Mm. Wow.
Mm,
Gotta
yeah,
be safe though. It's just gotta
gotta be
keep
safe.
yourself aware of your situation and stay safe. That's what I try to do. You
That's
know.
it. That's right. That's right. And follow your instincts all the time. Anyway, we I've always asked this question, but I think it's so good to ask this question because the next, young people are the next generation coming up and they're looking up at, other artists, what they've gone through, and what key advice that you can give them. What key advice would you give an upcoming young person, or it doesn't have to be a young person, just an upcoming artist that wants to break through? What key advice would you give them?
I would say just learn your craft. Know what you want and begin to do it the way that you want to do it, and stay true to what you're doing. Now, there may be days, and there will be days when people would question that. People would say, "Nah, that ain't going to work," or "No, you shouldn't do it that way." But every night when you go to sleep, you're going to hear that music in your mind. And if you don't do it the way that you want to do it, you're going to end up feeling like you're not whole. So I would say continue to do it the way that you want to do it and be proud of what you do.
That's so true. And what advice would you give them, which still links to what you've just said? If a producer or manager is pressurizing them to follow a certain path because they think that's where the money's going to be, but that path goes against the grain of where they really want to go.
Well, that means that you're going to probably have to either maybe what I call have a soul to soul talk with that individual. Maybe, y'all need to sit down at lunch, not at the studio, and say, "Hey, man, my path is different and I want to go in this direction." And then you have to be strong enough to know that if that person can't travel it away, I've worked with other producers and they can't see the vision. Like, man, I don't know about that. Oh, I met with producers who didn't have the skills to deliver what I wanted delivered. So you say thank you, and you have to. It's almost like Nina Simone once said, "When there's no love being served at the table, you have to remove yourself from the table." So that means that there's a possibility that this guy is great with the country tune, but man, I told him I needed a little bit of that jazz bebop on it, and we can't do that. And maybe that's not his expertise. But you have to be strong enough to know I'm not getting what I need from that. So I'm going to go ahead and move to the next level with somebody else. Because you may come back later on and say, "Oh, this tune here has got that hip hop bump." Then you go back, "Hey, man, got a tune that we can work on." But you do have to be strong enough. I often tell my children, you can't get any satisfaction without courage. You can get no satisfaction without courage. You got to have the courage to say, "I'm going to try that,"
Yeah,
or "I'm not going to try that," or "I'm going to change this up." You have to.
I agree. I agree with that because that's the only way you're going to be true to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's the only way to do it.
yeah, yeah,
Only way it can be done.
yeah, or else you're going to go against the grain and you're going to end up and not in a good place.
Hmm. Yep.
So that's how some, to me, that's just mine. You can correct me if I'm wrong. That's how some might get the fame, might get the money, and then their life is hollow and they're not happy.
True.
So, you have to be true to yourself and still, and I believe that when you're true to yourself and you be creative, smart as well, use a lot of wisdom, it will come. Or all the rest will come into place eventually. But sometimes you may have to go down a longer road.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it might not always come together. I mean, I've had various producers. I have a good friend over in Germany, Mr. Gundi Keller, and he was kind of like really like my second producer, one of my longest running friends. Great guitarist. Did a lot of work for the Roland Music Company. We used to travel here maybe once a year to the NAM to show off all the new equipment, you know. But what we did and what me and Daryl do and what me and Flight do, and what I do on my own are like four different things. And so you do have to find that right niche for you. And if you got to go solo, you got to go solo. You know,
Yeah, 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 totally. So, Son of Pearl, where can we find you on social media?
I'm on I'm on various platforms. You can find me on Spotify. Just go to Spotify and put in Son of Pearl. You can find me Twitter, Son of Pearl 59. You can find me on Instagram, Neo Soul Bassman. If you just put in Son of Pearl, you'll find me. Um, the music is on like 19 streaming platforms, all the way from Canada to France. You could find it. So the music is rarely available. My favorite spot is Bandcamp. You can Son of Pearl Bandcamp. And the reason why, because Bandcamp pays independent musicians the most money. Um, Yesterday, I was teasing and telling my daughter, I say, wow, this particular vibe has like 108K streams. You think, oh man, that's pretty decent money. No, not really, because Spotify gives you $3 for every 1,000 streams. $3 for every 1,000 streams. That basically came up to like $257. But that was 108,000 streams.
Wow.
And that was only the top 10 tunes on my page, not all the streams.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you mean to tell me that it's better for me to go out and sell this hoodie for
Yeah.
$35? I can make more money selling merchandise and doing shows than I can do by being a high streaming artist on Spotify. So I would say you go to Bandcamp. You can find the merchandise. You can find all the music. The catalog is vast on Bandcamp, and you do an independent artist a great favor by supporting them in that way. You know,
Go and get Son of Funk, Son of Pearl music, everyone. Son of Pearl, his new EP is out. When did it come out? Last week, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah. Well, I wanted to drop it on the being summer songs. I wanted to drop it officially when summer was here, and the official day of summer was June 21st. So we dropped it that Friday. So it hasn't been out a week yet. So we're
No.
pretty happy about it. And it probably won't start streaming on Spotify until the end of next week. So that way Bandcamp can kind of, gather most of the money that's going to be spent. But I think by being on your show, people are going to find me, and I'm hoping Bandcamp will be what they're looking for.
Oh yes. We got all different radio stations and DJs, and so you'll have an influx coming through. They want to get to know you and interview you too and play your music. It's all good. It's all spreading the word and supporting your music. Oh, it's been a great pleasure having you on the show Teddy from Son of Pearl. And we cannot leave the show without playing some more of your music. We can't do that.
Well, thank you for having me. I definitely appreciate being on, and hopefully we'll be back in the future as we continue to move. And if we get to the UK, okay, exactly. Are you in London? Are you
I
actually
am
in London?
London based. That's what largest London based. Yes.
Okay, because I didn't want to make a post and say, hey, just had a great moment with in London with a wonderful DJ, and you'd be like, no, I'm not in London. I'm in Brickspire. So. mm,
Yes, I am in London. Can you tell by my accent that I'm from London? Can you tell the differences of accents in the UK?
No, no, because when I used to talk to Poundsy, he sounded similar, and I kept saying, "Well, are you in London?" And he was like, "No, I'm not in London." I was like, "Oh, okay, but because I'm in America, I'm feeling like everybody from England and London sounds the same." He's like, "No, not really." He said, "I might have
Um,
if I'm in the southern part, I have a southern dialect, and if I'm in the northern part, but I couldn't know. I just knew that you sounded like you were British or something, so it was cool, you
Well,
know.
we're the same. We're the same with you guys. The only accent that we know is from South. The Southern accent is distinctively different. We still know it's American, but we know that kind of Texas or Southern kind of accent. We know that, but we might not know particularly what part in the South it is.
Hmm.
But to be quite honest, I don't know the difference between a New Yorker, someone from California, someone from Washington, someone from North. I don't know. I don't know the differences in the accent, or I just know that it's a US accent. But you guys are probably the same with us because we're different. London accent's different from Birmingham or Manchester or Bristol. It's all different.
Okay.
It is, but I understand you won't know, you won't be able to, you wouldn't realize the difference. You just know UK.
Okay, okay.
But for us, one day one day we should line up. One person from London and and even in London, you still have different accents based on what part of London you live in.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that because even being from here in the United States, you can be in California, you can be in New York, you could be in Detroit, you could be in Texas, or you could be from Florida. We're all Americans, but you will notice a difference in our dialects and the things that we talk about. You know.
Yeah, definitely. It's been great having you on the show, and we're gonna party on our way out of the show with
Okay,
with
it's been
yeah,
great.
yes, we're gonna party with Watch Me Kick That Funk. Yes, so on your EP, your current EP, which everybody's gonna go, everybody's gonna go and get, yes, and pay for it. Go and get it, everybody. So this is Adassah and Teddy from Son of Hell. Watch me kick this funk. Thank you, Son of Pearl, for joining the Adassah
It's been a
London
joy.
show. It's been a great pleasure. Let's just jam and enjoy it. And everybody watching, love you all. Have a great day. It's sunny outside.
You
Go
too.
outside. Go and get some vitamin D. Enjoy your Sunday and your weekend. God bless you. Thank you. And keep sharing the show. Share it with, and I love, hey Teddy, I love that. I love that hoodie. Yeah, it's quite I got a bit of colour just like you, but I love your jumper.
Well, thank you, thank you. You can
Great.
find that on Bandcamp. You can find them on Bandcamp. They're definitely there.
And it's funny how we wore similar colours today, black, but with a little bit of colour at the front.
Yes, yes.
Everybody, we did not read the same memo. We did not share.
No, no, we didn't. We did, but we did. But we look good though.
Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. Of course. Oh, God bless you. Have a great evening. We're gonna just start. Everyone, take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Share the show. Share the show and subscribe. Subscribe and keep it locked. Always with the Adassah at Large on Sunday show. Thank you, son of Pearl.
Peace.
Come to the party and they leave us fast. Got no time for the drama, baby. I just cannot in my plans. Just wanna make you dance. Come and clap your hands. Here we are in this vibe. Everything that we do is all the way live. Baby, for the groove, won't you move? Oh. Life is too short and we don't know why. You gotta live each day like it's your last. Let your soul fly to the sky. I see you, baby. The sun can take a lesson from you. So hot, so hot, so hot. I know you feel it too. Oh, you got that treasure. Shouldn't know some pressure. I just wanna know if I can kick this funk with you. Watch me kick this funk like you know I can. Haters come to the party and they leave fast. Got no time for the drama, baby. I just cannot in my plans. Just wanna make you dance. Come and clap your hands. The party's almost over and the groove is still going strong. Keep on pumping that bass, baby. You can't go wrong. And we can kick it later, baby. Once you're finally home, and we can watch the sunrise as you sing this funky song.
Yeah, that works.
Baby, the sun can take a lesson from you. So hot, so hot, so hot. I know you feel it too. Oh, you got that treasure. Show no some pressure. I just wanna know if I can keep this funk with you. Watch me kick this funk like you know I can. Fire, baby. Haters come to the party and they leave us fast. Got no time for the drama, baby. I just cannot in my plans. Just wanna make you dance. Come and clap your hands. Watch me kick this funk like you know I can. Haters come to the party and they leave us fast. Got no time for the drama, baby. I just cannot in my plans. Just wanna make you dance. Come and clap your hands.
Thank you. Bye bye.